Thousands of people are expected in Normandy on Thursday to remember June 6, 1944, when 156,000 Allied troops crossed the English Channel to dislodge German forces from the French coast. One of them is James Carroll, an American veteran who arrived, aged 19, on June 12, 1944, on Omaha Beach, the bloodiest of the 5 Normandy sites picked for the D-Day landings. Local charity Veterans Back to Normandy raised money for 13 American veterans, including James Carroll, to travel to Normandy and stay with host families. The level of commitment shown by families here is really impressive. For the veterans, they're like a second family, Valerie Gauthier-Carden, head of Veterans Back to Normandy, said. In our country, half the people don't even know what Omaha Beach is, they don't even know what D-Day is, James Carroll said. That's why I love to go to schools for interviews with the pupils. For the second consecutive year, Carroll is staying with the Maillet family near Saint-Mère-Église, one of the first towns liberated during the invasion, where U.S. troops flew the American stars and stripes from a church on June 6, 1944. Friends for life, we're friends for life. All the people down here are really nice to us, said James Carroll. It's a shock for the veterans who come back for the first time to be treated like heroes, said her partner Jean. But for Carroll, a hero's welcome is the last thing on his mind. I am not a hero. I just got lucky. Some of my friends did not, he said. For Catherine Maillet, hosting veterans helps us make a link between what we read in history books and real people. My father was imprisoned during the war and he never wanted to talk about it. But veterans are not always given the best welcome, she says. When you pay €75, $85, to attend a reception with veterans who don't earn a cent and have to settle for a ready meal worse than plain food, she said, referring to a reception organized recently by one U.S. organization. Respecting veterans is important for Valerie Gauthier-Carden from Veterans Back to Normandy, who travels to the U.S. several times a year to meet veterans too old to travel to France, to remind them that we remember them, she said. Very warm relationship. A few dozen kilometers away, Native American veteran Charles Shea, aged 95, is staying with Marie Legrand, who has been hosting war veterans at her home in Seine since the 1980s. Charles had health problems that he couldn't take care of in the U.S. He moved here and had his operation in France, she explained. This very warm relationship between local communities and American veterans was built after the war, said Henri-Jean Renaud, whose father was the mayor of Saint-Mère-Église in 1944. The cemetery at Saint-Mère brought us closer together, he said. When you see 13,000 men being brought down on stretchers to be buried, that does something to you. Renaud turns the pages of his notebook, which lists the names of his American friends, crossed out are the names of those who have died. This week, he is hosting an American general. 400 Americans are arriving tonight, he said. They will be hosted by French families.